Look, this isn't going to sound good. And now that I think about it again, I probably shouldn't say this, but we need more cool war movies. Now, I know that my request sounds idiotic, but check this. I recently watched the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, and I had fun watching it. According to the movie itself, everything that happened was based on a true story. So, what exactly happened? Okay, so from here, we're gonna put a big disclaimer and say that I'm about to recount info that I barely remember, but stick around if you're here for the vibes. Back in World War II, Winston Churchill, who was the Prime Minister of England, which from all the info I could gather basically means the dude that does what the president does, but we don't call the president, was in charge of England. At the time, England didn't agree with what Germans were doing. So England had to find a way to low-key stop a Hitler-ran Germany from mollywopping all of Europe. He high-key only had one option, and that was to convince the boys in red, white, and blue to join the fight. But according to the movie, he couldn't do that if they looked like they were already losing the war, which they were. The Germans were fueled by the hatred of the JEW and meth or heroin or something. I don't remember, but they weren't just going to lie down. Another problem is these drugged up Germans also had these amazing boats that they called the U boats, and these boats did crazy damage. So Winston Churchill's peoples came up with a plan. We are gonna assemble a team of our craziest dudes and get them to sink the ships. And this team was amazing. They had Superman on this team, they had Jack Reacher on this team, they had Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, and two other cool dudes. This team was amazing. Remember, this movie is based on a true story. So they assemble this team of cool dudes and they send them into German occupied territory in Africa. And the plan was simple. The U boats keep beating up the British Navy, so sink the U boats. Or maybe it was don't let the U boats get supplies. I don't remember, but some boat was supposed to be sunk. Either the U boat or the boat with the supplies for the U boat. On their way to the place, the team of cool dudes assemble an even bigger team of dudes and they team up with some black dudes. Shout out to black people. Wait, there's a major piece of information that I'm forgetting. The formation of a secret super team wasn't really sanctioned by any governments. So if they came across English Navy boats, they were gonna get arrested. So Super Team 5, yeah, that's what I'm calling them. Super Team 5 weren't supposed to get spotted by anyone. Okay, so Super Team 5 gets to Africa, right? And they find the U boat. On their way to sinking the boat, they find out that the boat won't sink 100% because the bomb they brought wasn't strong enough to create a hole in the boat. So, what do you think Super Team did? They stole the boat and brought it back to England, and the boat had hella supplies on it. Now, I know there's pieces of information I skipped and large parts of the story are missing, but just vibe out with me. The story was amazing. This is the second time in my whole life where I've watched a movie and didn't leave feeling absolutely depressed. Like a lot of war movies are sad because war is sad. And the only other movie that was kind of fun in the same way as the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare for me was Inglorious Bastards. And that too had some dark undertones. Like war movies are sad. Fury with Brad Pitt was sad. Oppenheimer with Cillian Murphy was sad. I didn't see Saving Private Ryan, but I promise it was sad. 1917 sad, Dunkirk sad. All these war movies are high key sad. All I'm saying is there are stories in history about war that are low key cool. And if someone were to tell them correctly, we could skip all the sad stuff. Like the sad stuff is important because that's just what happened. But I don't want to feel down after watching an action sequence. And I know y'all are wondering what stories could they even possibly tell? They could, for example, make action movies about these two cool snipers from Russia and I'm not gonna pronounce the names. I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce the names, but here are their names. And there are other cool stories out there. And now a quick word from our sponsors. I don't have sponsors. Please like the video.